Welcome to Channel Name. Today, we're diving into a hot topic in American politics: the relationship between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. How have these two prominent figures in the current administration gotten along? Why do some members of the Biden team seem to reveal internal tensions? And what challenges is Vice President Kamala Harris facing in her role? Stay with us to uncover what's really going on behind this complex dynamic. To start, let's quickly recap Kamala Harris's role as Vice President, the first woman, first African American, and first South Asian American to hold this position. She embodies a historic figure. But behind this image, Kamala Harris has faced some major challenges: how to balance symbolism with concrete action in an administration marked by both domestic and international complexity. When Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris as his running mate in 2020, it was seen as a bold move for unity, inclusion, and change. However, after a few months in office, criticism started to emerge, questioning her handling of key issues, like the immigration crisis at the southern border. Kamala Harris was tasked with managing the border crisis, but her performance was deemed inadequate by many political analysts. The situation at the border intensified, and some members of Biden's team expressed concerns over how she was handling the issue. The lack of tangible progress fueled the perception of a struggling vice presidency. The criticism didn't only come from outside. According to several reports, some members of Biden's team were frustrated with how Kamala Harris was being managed. A New York Times article described a climate of dissatisfaction, with Harris often feeling sidelined or undervalued by certain colleagues close to the president. Some former Biden advisors even suggested that the vice president was relegated to more symbolic roles, while President Biden focused on more pressing issues like managing the pandemic, economic recovery, and geopolitical tensions. This dynamic has fueled speculation about Harris's real place within the administration. So, what does the future hold for Kamala Harris in this administration? Of course, the question of whether she'll run for president is a major one. In 2024, Joe Biden may or may not run for re-election, which opens the door for speculation about how Harris might position herself for the presidency. If Biden chooses not to seek a second term, Kamala Harris will face a critical strategic decision: should she get more involved to solidify her position, or take a more measured approach and wait for the opportunity to present itself naturally? Some analysts believe she will need to bolster her communication and leadership on major issues to improve her visibility. It's also important to highlight that Kamala Harris faces a double challenge. On one hand, she has to navigate a political environment where she's constantly criticized and compared to other vice presidents, and on the other hand, she must manage inflated expectations. She's always under the spotlight, which makes any misstep or hesitation particularly visible. In the end, the relationship between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is neither black nor white. Yes, there have been tensions and internal criticisms, but that doesn't necessarily mean the Biden administration is in crisis. Kamala Harris still has a unique opportunity to prove her leadership, but this will likely require a shift in how she's perceived and managed within the team. For now, Kamala Harris continues to play a pivotal role in American politics, and her future remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: the coming months could determine whether she can establish herself as a true political force or if she will continue to be seen as a vice president with limited impact. What do you think? Can Kamala Harris turn things around and establish herself as a true political force alongside Joe Biden? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analyses of American politics. See you soon on Channel Name.